Jesus, guns, and babies. Religious violence is now at the core of the Republican Party. That's the headline in a Salon article published today. Was it today? I think it was yesterday. Religious violence is now at the core of the Republican Party. Now, your humble and obedient servant here, I'm not going to stand up on the fence post and crow, but how long have I been talking about this shit? How long? A decade? That this was coming? And I've even gone so far as to proclaim the Republican Party is a fucking corpse. It's a rotting corpse being eaten alive by maggots. Or not eaten alive, it wouldn't be dead if it were, never mind. What we have now is a party that supports democracy as best it can. That would be the Democratic Party. And fascist Christianity. Now, you're a regular listener to this podcast, right? You know I've been talking about this shit forever. So it does, what's the word I'm looking for? It makes me, I don't want to say happy. Oh, fuck it. It makes me happy that magazines like Salon are now waking up to what's going on. And a few politicians, and like I told you yesterday, a few of the remaining Christian leaders who really still believe in the message from the rabbi from Nazareth. Jesus, you remember him, right? But here's an example. At the end, I think it was last, Friday or Saturday, this psychotic bitch, Lauren Boebert, a representative from Colorado, took the stage, this is how Salon reports it, took the stage at the Charis Christian Center's family camp meeting. The event claimed that if you showed up, quote, you will hear God's word shared through speakers who have proven God's word, end quote. And the speakers list in the program, in the announcement of this bullshit, had in it a Bible verse, Acts 2, verses 17 and 18. Here it is. I quote from the book. And in the last days it shall be, God declares, that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Even on my male servants and female servants in those days, I will pour out my spirit, and they shall prophesy. Oh, give me a fucking break, okay? But, you know, without paying attention to the apocalyptic tone to that bullshit, the crazy bitch Boebert's talk made a big splash when she invocated Psalm 109, verse 8. And she brought that out in the context of praying for Biden's death. This is what it's come to. This over made up bitch from Colorado praying for the president's death. How about that? She said to the crowd of these fascist Christians, these dirty bastards, she said, quote, may his days be few and another take his office, end quote. And you know what that got from the crowd? Laughing and cheers. This is how fucking sick this Christian fascism has made so many people in this country. I mean, they're around the bend, over the edge, out of their minds. Now, this is not a new use of that text, may his days be few and another take his office, by these fascist Christian son of a bitches. David Perdue, the scum fucker here in Georgia, who was senator for a while, invoked it against Barack Obama in 2016. And then it became an anti-Obama slogan that showed up on bumper stickers all over the country, right? May his days be few and another take his office. And Salon says this, with the passage divorced from its full context, people can laugh. But Psalm 109 is a war psalm calling for the death of the man in question, with Psalm 109 verse 10 reading, quote, let his children be fatherless and his wife a widow, end quote. This is what these fucking Christians are doing now. This is what they're doing. They're whipping themselves into some kind of a psychotic frenzy that will allow them to commit any kind of crime. Look at the Trump organization and all the people around him. They had no problem committing the most outrageous crimes against the Constitution of the United States because they all felt justified. We don't have to abide by those fucking laws. We go by the law of Jesus and God and this and that. Oh, my God. But that's the point. You know, as it is with so many aspects of Christian nationalism, Christian fascism, you give the line that people can kind of laugh and nod along to. May his days be few and another take his office. And you hold back the violent context of that line about killing the person. So what Boebert and this filthy fucker David Perdue from here in Georgia, what they were doing, they were praying for the death of the president. And you can say honestly that this has become normal for these Christian fascist scum to use about Democratic presidents. They're insane. They've gone crazy, okay? Salon says, quote, maybe that's a big enough problem that we should acknowledge, if not just as a fringe phenomenon, but as part of the core problem of the contemporary MAGA-infused GOP, end quote. You know, writers in mainstream media and commentators and pundits are going to continue to use this phrase about like the GOP still exists, or the grand old party, oh my God, or that Republicanism as a political party still exists. I just wish they would stop, because it doesn't exist anymore. Now, this bitch Boebert has gone a lot further than just prayers against Biden. As reported by Salon and other outlets, and we should know this by now, Boebert met with organizers of the January 6th attempt to overthrow the government of the United States before January 6th. And she tweeted the locations of lawmakers, including Speaker Pelosi, as these cowardly fuckers, these Christian Nazis, were breaking into the Capitol. Like this crazy bastard, Representative Thomas Massey of Kentucky. I tweeted a picture of this son of a bitch. His Christmas card showed his whole family with AR-15 style weapons. A fucking Christmas card, okay? Well, Boebert and her family have done the same thing. And that's how they associate the birth of Jesus of Nazareth, with weapons designed for killing lots of people. Old people, young people, white people, black people, gay people, straight people, people shopping, people in fucking church, people in fucking synagogue, people all over the place. This is their idea. This is one of their pillars of Christianity. Now, the truth is, of course, I don't know why I'm getting so upset. I've said before 1,000,000 times, the foundation of Christianity is death and blood and murder and killing. Now, I know a lot of mainstream Christians who say, no, Mike, you got it wrong, because, yeah, there's a lot of death, but the center part of Christianity, the only thing that matters is resurrection. To which I can just say, oh, fucking please, come on with your resurrection. Can't you see anything that the rabbi from Nazareth told people as being allegory? Yeah, you kill the sin inside you, and then you rise as a cleansed human being. Do you think the rabbi really wanted people to go sop themselves with lamb's blood? But Mike, they have to be washed in the blood of the lamb. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is it about these crazy bastards that they can't understand metaphor or allegory or tales or stories or I mean... and then we have a candidate down here for governor. She failed. Her name is Candace Taylor, and this is another one of these sick fucking Q bitches. I don't know where these people, there must be some kind of a nest where these creatures crawl out of, like Marjorie Greene. But this candidate for governor here, Candace Taylor, called Brian Kemp, who is the current governor here. He is a standard, run-of-the-mill, conservative Republican. She called him Luciferian. You know, like the devil. And she defined, this crazy bitch, the First Amendment as, quote, our right to worship Jesus freely. That's why we have a country. The fuck? You see how insane this is? You see why I keep talking about it? Because I know, and I do know this. I know this. This is not registering with people in this country with whom it has to register of what is going on. God damn it. And it's just this movement, this Christ-murdering, psychotic cult bullshit just keeps spreading and spreading. So this Candace Taylor, her failed attempt to win the Republican primary for governor here in Georgia was instructive on where the Christian Fascist Party stands. She had a campaign bus, which on the side was painted literally Jesus, guns, babies. And that was just the most over aspect of her fascist Christian campaign. Let me quote from Salon. She told followers to pray for good sheriffs and said that corrupt ones would be executed for treason, strongly implying her belief in the extremist constitutional sheriff doctrine, which says that sheriffs are arbiters of what the law is in their counties, not enforcers of the law. She said at one campaign rally, quote, we're going to do a political rally and we're going to honor Jesus. They're not going to tell us separation of church and state. We are the church. We run the state. And that's when the psychotic bitch called Governor Brian Kemp's administration a, quote, Luciferian regime, end quote. And she said that if she were governor, she would release an executive order against the satanic elites. Oh, and she also vowed to tear down the satanic Georgia Guidestones. I told you about the Guidestones a couple weeks ago, right? Those Guidestones have just absolutely gotten inside the heads of these Christian fuckers and driven them crazy. I think it's great. I love it. And Candace Taylor, the psychotic bitch, even championed native genocide. After what we've done to indigenous people here, this psychotic bitch wants to kill them all. She said, quote, the First Amendment right, which is our right to worship Jesus freely. That's why we have a country. That's why we have Georgia. That's why we had our founding fathers come over here and destroy American Indians' homes and their land. And they took it. We are in a spiritual war. It's God versus Satan. If God goes down, if we let them steal the election from us, we're going to steal it back if we had to. And despite the fact that this psychotic bitch lost in the primary by 70 points, she refused to concede. These people are so fucked up. I mean, this is not a joke. This is not, oh, well, it's just fringe, Malloy. No, 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 no. No, it isn't. This is the fascist Christian party that has emerged like some kind of a huge maggot out of the Republican Party. This is it. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.